Hello. I was mostly talking about nothing. I was just saying hello, but thanks for letting me know my mic was muted. Hi everybody, I'm Pharaoh. I was just temporarily in my normal save because I was testing to make sure that they've changed the way that ships spawn at bases when we teleport into them in the experimental branch. I just wanted to see how that was working. And it does seem a bit better, so we'll see how that works out in the longer run. But it seemed to be putting things above properly when you have a Corvette. So today I was thinking I would just have it's a Friday, it's horrible weather outside. I just thought I would have a nice relaxing stream of just pimping my ride, as it were, just kind of making my ship look better. In between streams, I have kind of moved things around a bit, but I'm not really happy with what I've got. These great big things here, I don't think they're really that useful. They give us an extra. They give us supposedly an extra slot, but they only give us one slot, and these give us one slot, and these give us 3 slots. So in a very small ship, you're better off having these because they don't take up much space, but they are still quite big. But if you've got like 2 or 3 of these, then these no longer add anything anyway. So they're all part of the same set, as it were. It's a bit like having a hab without somewhere living. So, but I put them on because they were symmetrical. I happened to have 2 of them, and everything I had 2 of, I kind of chucked on this. And at the moment, it's kind of an offset build. I've kind of made it with a separate section for the wings, and that was mainly a practicality reason, so that when I was down here looking through the windows, I didn't have too obscured a view. But I thought I would make it look a bit nicer, but I don't have very many parts. If we actually look at the parts I've got. I've got like one cowling part, a few wing parts, torpedo launcher, and a bit of scaffolding, and that's about it. So I'm going to go hunting for some parts, and we'll see what we can find and see what we can make. And also all of those wing parts, they might look quite nice if I put them in, but I've only got one of them, so it will be a very symmetrical build. Remember what planet I was going to. Ikelni. That was the right one right in front of me, I think. Basically scrap. Yes, I'm in a purple system. Yeah, the landscape is a bit different here. It's land nice and high. Just have a quick look around. Not land, but you know what I mean. So we've got this kind of wider vista look going on here. Definitely a purple system planet. We've got low gravity, so that'll make it easy. It's an ordinary sized planet, but not on a giant system. But I can't see. Oh, there's one over there. So we'll use the normal tricks of autopiloting, but let's see what parts we can get. Because I figure that even a post-apocalyptic scrap hunter needs at least a nice ship. It's a bit deeper, doesn't it? Almost have a look underneath. No, it's not too deep. Take advantage of the terrain rendering to see how deep something is. Let me just go into first person because I find it a lot easier for this. So, general rule of thumb is we pick a direction that's not too rocky, so we've not got too many obstacles. Go nice and slow. Maintain current course. No, I didn't do maintain current course. Yes, I did. I'm thinking I haven't done what I was supposed to do, but I was doing it. Maintain current course. Look around. Already. What's activating? I bet it's that. Let's go back a little bit. Now it's drifted out by sight. Wait for the next one. I might have to move these if they start activating when I try and select things. Looks a bit sparse for scrap. There's one. Class alien always good. I do like an alien multi-tool. Was it a good colour? Might as well take advantage of the fact we're in the chatting page at the moment. So let's get out. Maroon with a blackish crystal. That sounds quite nice. See, blackish, you mean like No Man's Sky black? For a long while, we didn't have anything that was black, did we? Let's switch. I figured I've got a decent multi-tool now, and I've got an okay ship, but a better ship wouldn't go on this in terms of its looks, and maybe even some of the parts. A few reactors wouldn't go on this. Someone was saying the other day that they felt that it was absurd that we could scan using our exosuit but not from our ship. But I don't see that as a problem, really. It's like ship scanners are very, very different. They're very different scale. the second rock. Do you know what its stats are? Has it got decent damage bonus? Just see this one. I'm getting a bit of cash. I don't know what I can use the cash for. Confused it by going up a bit of a slope here. I keep meaning I worked out how the base damage is calculated. I keep meaning to try and make a very simple video on how you can work out what your underlying stats are for things, like I did for hyperdrive. So if you're not in if you're not on PC, for instance, so you don't want to use a save editor. Although damage bonus seems to be a very complicated process of how things are calculated, that part shouldn't be too difficult to explain. Couple of light scaffolds, at least it's symmetrical if I wanted to use them. And then there was another one here. There it is. High ignition, good to see you. Doing a bit of cozy scrap hunting. As worried about oxygen and sodium, but I think for the next With a Vengeance stream, I'm trying to upgrade this. I think for this particular save, I'm going to need to start making some simple mining bases. Things like sodium, oxygen, dioxide. Stop us having to continually mine things. Let's adjust that. I did think that earlier today that it looked like something had changed. Let me just see if I can adjust it a second. Delicate balancing act, these things, because every now and again things change a bit. Oh, grave. Stop the ship. So there it is. It's only the third grey buff down. Test that my auto dipping's working. Testing. No, I don't think that is. Maybe my side channel isn't working properly today. That might be why. That's nice. It's not quite what I want. It doesn't vibe with that, does it? Doesn't vibe with anything. I like it. It might be because I'm on small. Let's get to medium a second. Testing. I can't see if that's dipping. Filters. Game. Filters. Yeah, it should be. Let's up the ratio a bit. Testing. No, it's not changing. Never mind. I'll just reduce volume for now. I'll sort that out another time. Should be a side chain that is dipping my game audio whenever I speak. Yeah, I do think graves are definitely a handy thing. I think they have slightly changed the way that the those things work. I don't know what they're called now. The memory fragment things. I know in the expedition they wanted a memory fragment to give out some cargo. What's the word? Yeah, some cargo space in the exosuit. And so I don't know if they rejigged things when they were doing that. to have a look in the game files and see if anything changed from one version to another. Right underneath me. Yeah, I'm not on my normal. Getting a lot of hash. 1, 2. Let's put these in storage. So that might be 2 of those I've got now. I've still only got 1 little hab out of this so far. And no reactors that I can see. I think there should be a weighting on these things, but there isn't. So you're just as likely to get a hab as anything else, theoretically. Let's go back towards these planets. So we've got to the west where we are at the moment. Definitely activating the thing there. Boost. They're a bit big for me. I think they're a little bit cumbersome looking. To delete that weapon rack until I finish with this. Where's he go? Above me? Oh, there it is. Blending in with the rocks. Let's make the glasses. That's the third one of those, I think. 222, excellent. So I'll put that one on there. That was also 2. Let's see which one. Oh no, I'll just put it in place. Still 2, but 4165.2. Still 4165.2. Yeah, it's probably better there. Let's take this out the wall. I mean, Corvettes have found that made it easy to find almost everything really. Levels out. It's a pity it doesn't stay up, pointing upwards a bit. There was one nearby, so I was just going to get out of the cockpit without it moving for a second. There it is. Right, while I'm out of my cockpit, I might as well just pop down there and get it. So it's there. Just hit that edge and it's circle off to the side. No, I didn't glitch build it. You can just build them. Two reactors. Yeah, 2 azimuth reactors. Handy. At the very least, they're valuable. Well, it's like the very first thing that a lot of people were saying when we first saw the med bay was that maybe it was instead of those. But what a lot of people did as soon as they realised it didn't work is they just put them inside it, so that the kit box was still roughly the same. So yeah, the hazard protection and the health station are both just ordinarily in the build menu, and I grabbed them. They're not particularly useful, but it's easier than eating meat if you've got a few ticks, a few core health down. It's a bit low. But there we're getting it. Getting a bit fast here. Let's stop. Did I just miss it? Stuck in there then. They've stopped us falling out of our Corvettes for these windows, but they haven't completely fixed the problems. Can't see it now. Let's not worry about one. Have a good meal. Another one just there. Land, although I don't like those landings very much, they can be useful for certain designs. I don't always sell them. I'm just running out of space now. Yeah, we are a bit. I don't think those do anything. Going west, won't we? Oh, I keep forgetting to check if we still haven't got north. I don't understand. You'd have thought that would be an easy thing to fix. might do is go and put these in my container, in the Corvette workshop container, and see what we've got. Changed my weapon by mistake.
Sentinel combat unit deployed.
Find me. Let's go this side because they seem to be over that side. Ah. Found me.
Hostile scan detected.
Go. So maybe I'll build a small base to make it easier to pop around. I'll probably move stuff around. Go back to the ship. To put it in my ship. Okay. I wanted to be far enough away from the ship that it wasn't confusing the build system. resources to build more of those. Yes. Actually, I think I've got some of those in my container as well. I'm not quite close enough to my container. Oh, 30 of them. That seemed to be a very fast dinner. No wonder I sometimes miss the queue and think. Neglected. Making much more of a meal of this than I need to.
Technology recharged.
Right. Yeah, I can't eat too late in the evening. For esophageal or esophageal reasons. Current system. Still can't get that inventory. Still don't quite understand why it sometimes puts our ship in the second area. Can't move it either because I haven't got any ships. I scrapped all of my ships between streams apart from one hauler. So I can't even move it because I haven't fixed the hauler at all. I have what's called a Barrett's esophagus, which is a kind of a problem that can be caused by having acid reflux for a long period of your life. Right. It's a good bit more, but we've got some more in our. Get a bit closer to the ship. Oops. Do that. Might get some of these out and sell them as well. sell those other bits first. So. Is that everything? No. By a long way. See, I've got, when I was scrapping my ships between streams, I got a hyperdrive module which I can put in, but I don't think I've got an awful lot of space at the moment. Right, so we've got some reactors there, and a reactor there. That's a reactor, isn't it? Yeah. Still only the one hab. And it's a small one. Shield. Got 4 of those, so that's a lot of these are only ones, but that's this is at least 2 of those. Lots of those for some reason. At least a couple of those. Possibly sell that for some things. I find that a lot of those smaller ones, though, they're not particularly valuable. In the trading system. The trading system is very mean. I feel like the value of things in the trading system should be tweaked a little bit, because it just feels just a little bit too difficult to trade things. Rename this something useful, like scrap planet. These are certainly easy planets for this kind of thing. These airless snowy planets are also really nice for research and development bases when you're building, because you get good quality light. You find the solar pole can be a really nice place to build. A lot of sentinels around on this planet too. What's the sentinel frequent? It'd be better to find poles where solar works. Yeah, it's not that hard, really. I mean, I could potentially show you. But, there are a couple of different ways of doing it. Corvettes, it's technically become a little bit easier. Let's demonstrate how the Corvette method would work. Because that's new. Go up to the sky. And look down at the planet. Probably a little bit too close there, so let's go a little bit. What you can do is you can just stand and watch that, and watch where the sun is moving. And if you're not sure about picking out the spot to land on, another thing you can do is you can put beacons around the equator at specific cardinal points, so that you can then tell roughly where it would be based on the circle. So if we waited here long enough, which way is the sun going? Let's watch it for a second. So it's drifting to our right and slightly up. So we should start to see the planet darkening. We're not in the perfect place because of this. It's too far away. But yeah, so you can just sit and watch it. You can almost like plot it out, or if you've got the ability to record it, you could just record a day cycle. Take about 15 minutes to really get a good idea. The other way is to just do a trial and error on the planet. Also, every planet will be every planet in the system will be the same. So once you found it in one, it will be the same spot on all the others. Just look at the sun again. It's going to be... I bet it's just going to be over there somewhere. Land somewhere high. Obviously, we've got a Corvette, so we can land easily here. And let's go into my. So, if we go into photo mode. What we can do is we can, oops, back into photo mode, which I don't have on my thing. Usually have that on control 0. Sped up, right. We can adjust effects, and we can change the time of day, and we can watch where the sun goes. And we can see even from this we're not that far from the... So all I've done so far is I've looked at the sun and which way it's drifting, headed to... so imagine that it was like, if my face was the sun, it was going to be going in that angle. So I've gone to the top here, and I've landed, and I'm messing around with the time in my camera. But I'm not changing where the sun is. I'm just messing. And you can see that there's a slight tilt. Actually, slight tilt. Yeah, that one. So in order to keep the sun on the horizon, we need to go in that direction, I think. So it's tilted. So one thing you can do is you can set the sun at particular times. So if we switch it to midday, so theoretically we need to go directly away from that. We've got our shadow here, so we want to go in that direction. just to bring that lower to the horizon at 12. It doesn't look like very far. It's only going to be about that angle around the planet. So you've got good spatial you've got good spatial awareness. It's not that hard. Oops. I started looking at the chat for a second and lost track where I was. Okay, that would do. Where's the sun? Over there. So we want to go. Let's see if we can spot a landmark from here. So there's that small. So we don't have to go far around the planet. Kind of cheap by using the altitude of the Corvette here, so we could what's going on? Why haven't I got the time? Oh, it's probably because I'm not low enough. Got to be at least in the atmosphere, which is difficult to judge because there isn't an atmosphere. But the way it beeps. There we go. Midnight. Sun's over there, so we're getting close. I'm trying to go up the stairs in camera mode. So we want to bring that up slightly. Let's just judge by the and that down. Go back to midnight. So that over there. I don't think that far this time. We're zeroing in anyway. You can see the process of how you would zero in. As you get closer, you just use more and more precise measurements. So see what it looks like the other direction. So we're pretty close here. We're getting it. That's midday and it's almost on the horizon. And then you don't actually have to be that accurate to get the permanent solar effect. So now, I reckon we can't be that far away. So if we go to midday, I reckon we're kind of circling the solar pole anyway, because it seems to be changing direction at midday. So that's midday. So midnight's going to still be behind us. You can see the stars are getting more lateral in their movement. The sun's not on the horizon at all here, so we may have gone a little bit too far. But we're not far off now. There it is, just popped into view. It's just on the left-hand side of the screen here. So from this point on, you just, because we've got like a direction now, all we really need to do is just follow that sun. At midday. Until it pops back up. Sorry, midnight. I'm trying to get to 12. I want to get to 00. So I would say we're probably okay here. We've got a mountain here. Let's land on top of this. See what it looks like from this spot. So what time of day is it? It's currently currently 4:04. I would say that's good enough. So if we were to plant a base here, let's mark it for now. So two places in Corvette. What a safety can ensure. If we were to plant a base here, my bet is that the solar panels would work fine, because we're getting a midnight sun and it's not going to get much higher if we go the opposite direction. The sun's not very high on the horizon. It's not that different to where it is at midnight. So I would say this is good enough. We can move our base here, I suppose. Gold, metal plating, and chromatic metal. thought I actually got metal plating. Yes, I do. I've got it here. There we go. Doesn't really matter where you put it. It can be underground. What is it now? 7 in the morning. So we can come back and check this. I'm going to go to my other base. Actually, I could build... in there for now. Just delete the other base so that I haven't got 2 bases on this system. So that's the quick way. If you want to be super accurate, if you're really worried about light, then I think it's actually easier to do it from the from Spaceway. But ideally you'd want to record it, and you'd want to have markers on the planet, and you can do it very precisely that way. Now, actually, the other thing to mention. So now, if we look at our current location is plus 24.6, plus 81.6. If we went up to one of those planets and went to the same coordinates, we'd get exactly the same conditions with the sun, because it's a light box around the planet, so they're always the same. So all the planets and the moons have exactly the same spot. So all you have to do is find the same spot, which would be there somewhere, and there somewhere. You can actually see that we're slightly off because there's a slope from the aurora effect of that thing. So we could probably get a little bit more accurate by going in this direction a bit, but we're close enough to get the effect. Don't need to buy our fuel anymore, but it's not as if it's spent costing us a lot of money. Use this handy spawn of a sentinel that's always just here. One more time. Yeah, as you can see, it's not really. It doesn't take that long to find the polar pole, a solar pole rather. You just have to pick a method and stick to it. It's actually quite a wide area, though. Should every mature save have a Corvette? I think once you have a mature save, it doesn't matter. But any other type of save that's trying to become a mature save, I can't see any reason why not to. It's just so many quality of life improvements. Certainly handy. So the other thing that Corvettes can do really well, and I don't think I've got the technology. Yes, I do. Is we can sweep for hotspots really easily. So again, if we set off in a direction, if we wanted, for instance, an S-Class electric power hotspot, we just keep moving until we spot one. Can take a while, but C-Class. B-Class. Actually, we're not going to see S-Class. Oh, well, I don't. It depends if the spawning is the same. Because we're in abandoned mode, A might be the best, I'm guessing. B-Class. S-Class. Okay, we can get an S-Class. Gone a little bit too far, so I need to go turn back again. Should have located what direction it was as well. Slowly turned over. It's a pity. I was hoping it would stay upside down, but it slowly turned over. What direction was it? Can't be this one. Can't be in that direction. Wasn't that one. Anyway, we saw the S, and if we'd have stopped in time, we could have zeroed in. But yeah, I mean, Corvettes just give us everything. It's like a new, easier version of the game almost. One of the things I was thinking of doing was getting a I haven't got one here, but getting a good dioxide mine going. And I could easily find an S-Class dioxide hotspot this way. Alright, let's carry on with what we were doing. It's almost like dare Hello Games nerf it now. Now that we've oops, I've got to keep it moving. Now that we've found so many convenient ways to use the Corvette, dare they nerf it. I don't think they'd even necessarily want to. I'm going a little bit too fast. What's the freestyle? Sack venom. Oh, that reminds me. Is anybody else having any problems with claiming the Aeron trail and the whatever the expedition banner was from the previous expedition? Because I can't do it on my normal save that I haven't run the expedition. It just will not let me select it. Turn these down. No, that's in my normal save. I've got everything else, so I've only noticed it on the Aeron trail and the banner from that expedition. I haven't seen it on anything else. I even tried to patch it in using the save editor to see if it made it ticked in the interface, but it didn't. Well, I did for the oops. It did for the banner, but not for the Aeron trail. I reckon they've got the name wrong in the system. Doesn't this feel tiny compared to the space ones we were doing yesterday, or the day before yesterday? I haven't tried the Aeron trail. I don't really know what it looks like, apart from being red. Salvage data. Not that I'm complaining. Expansion, nice. should just double check. There's nothing immediately around us. There's one. Yeah, so if I was to go into the anomaly now and try and claim it in this save, it just won't. I don't think it'll let me. That asset's just in the way. Definitely be a bit more variety to these roads.
Sentinel combat unit deployed. Hostile scan detected.
I guess the it's because the because it's got like 2 layers, I guess. But yeah, it's missing out some of that. It's missing out the reactors, so it looks like a one of these barge things. Teleports just got in the way. It's too accurate by getting over the top of it. Is that everything on top of it? It was shooting it a little bit. ourselves some space. Let's pop some of these. Weapon shards. Let's put these here so we can judge. Work for choice now. First of all, let's see if there's any double damage. No. That one doesn't have damage. That one has 1 damage. That one has 2 damage, but only 1. So that's got 3 stats. Fire rate plus 15. That's not bad. I like the look of that one. Let's see if we can replace... No, I don't want to replace that one. I want to replace this one. Fire rate 2, reload time -2. So that's replaced that easily. So we can pop that one out. We'll keep that. Fire rate 18... It's this +2 damage I don't want to get rid of. No, they don't affect anything up other than the bolt caster. That's better rounded. Get rid. Right, so it's a toss up between that one and that one. Let's find out what looks better on damage potential, just to give us a guide. It's not that it's the end of the world. 4871.7. 5284.1, and that's the one with only the 1 damage. Does that take it up? No, that's still 1. Still 1. That's still 1. Let's find out which one's the best. Okay, so 4691.2, 588. That's 7. So between this one and this one, 5887.8. Same. Right, so what we got here? Shield strength. This one's a really nice one because it's got everything. So shield strength and fuel efficiency. It's a nicer one. That one's got core health, which we're seriously missing on anything else. So we're definitely keeping that. Fuel efficiency 10, shield strength 20. My hunch says get rid of that. I mean, these change as we go along anyway, so it's not like a life or death decision. So this one's got 3 stats. Solar panel 2. Life support 88, 105. That one's not as good. So it's just which one we store away. Oh, that one's got core health as well. Store that one away. That feels so much better. We've been stuck on 3 core health for so long. Letting me get that last one. Let's eat a piece of meat. That's better. So now we actually have 6 core health. I'm really pleased with that. We could almost, potentially, go getting some eggs now, because we've got a bit of shield. Well, we haven't got shield, but we've got some core health. That means that we don't immediately die. Right. Getting towards the point where we need to start thinking about building. See what we can build and what we got. At least we got a few reactors. Still getting that bug where we can see the space station through the planet. We could always build an asymmetric build. Parts in here. Put that in there. Actually, why don't we go to the other one? So we can go here. Get the starship. Sell those. We've got a Sentinel boundary map as well. Handy. Might find a better multi-tool. You never know. Put that in there too. sell those things first.
Units received. Units received. Units received. Units received.
It's looking a bit more healthy. At least we've got some stuff we can swap. Haven't got two of those. Haven't got two of those. And haven't got two of those. I wanted to see if I could put these in my current design. Did have, yeah, we got them there, so I want to see if they could slide under there, but it doesn't look like they do. It's not going to let me. I think these must be in the right spot for it. That's what we got here. How many of those we got? We got 4 of those. Interesting. First of all, I want to get another couple of habs. So, leave workshop. See if we can buy some habs. We can probably... We've got quite a bit of cash now. We could buy some basic ones.
Product received.
Take these out. Take these off. Offset these. Immediately going to Builder's Hush. Put those in a bit. So let's... What have we got here that can actually... What I did now. Tuck that in there. Move that up to there. Going there now. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. too far back. What's that? Is that going to obscure those windows too much, I wonder? One way to find out. Let's have a look inside. Yeah, a little bit. Maybe move those back a bit. Let me put a part on there. No. Do it all over again. Darn it. Okay. Well, we know. So that'll have to do. How far back do we want to go? Like that, a bit closer. What that looks like inside. I'll go for a look actually. Can't remember if I've got anything in that spot. Let's move this to there a second. There. Metal plating and microprocessors. Yeah, that does fit in. It doesn't look too bad. This can't tell what I'm looking at. They've got the engine coming through here, but it didn't stop us building. It's okay. Can't delete it though. Darn it. Is it, can I just get it there? I didn't want that number. I just was doing this for a test, so I'm going to have to move that out the way. Can access them. Oh well, I'll just have to stick with those two for now. Can't multiply like that one we're doing. So I want to try and do this for the same. Again, I need to remember what I was doing. That's right, it needs to go. Let's see what happens. No. Wish I had more than one of these. It's so frustrating only having one. Moved slightly further in, didn't I? So do this in a different direction. Need to move this in one. The edge wasn't on the set. Still not quite right. What was it? No, that is right. Yep, that's fine. drive, maneuverability. I think I really want maneuverability. I haven't got any Medusas. I think you can buy those. I've got one here somewhere. See if we can get another one of those. Put it there, and it sits. Makes it look quite nice. Continue. No, 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 no. Upwards.
Product received. Product received.
Hang on a second. Okay. I want to try and hide this one somewhere. That. Get in. Yes, I can. But be backwards, that's annoying. Go back to back. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. It's annoying. It's not where I wanted them, but never mind. It's going to go back there. That popped down. But that's not the position I would want to. Unless it was go symmetrical, which I don't think it will. How much it will. Interesting. better. One of those four of them. Excellent. But I can't slot them in there. What's it doing? This could be a potential glitch. Because I'm selecting that, and then I'm using flip part, and it's changing the part. Why is it changing it to that? That is interesting. It wasn't that far. I wonder why it's that far. It's because it's the next part along. We have an adjacency glitch. Okay, how can we test that? No, it's something I've got two of. No, we've got a load of these. But that lets me flip, and this isn't a flippable part. That's why it's doing it. Continue modifying. So we have an adjacency glitch. If we select a part that can't be flipped, so anything like that or like that, there's not many parts. Because they've made a mistake. No, it's only working on that part, so that's really not very useful adjacency glitch. This must be symmetrical upside down, I guess. Yes, it is. I guess this is a useful part to adjacency. I guess. especially as we can put it sideways. But let's flip that one. No, it's not working. Why isn't it working? Let me. It does, but here's the right way round. That's annoying. It looked like we had a potential adjacency glitch there, but it doesn't actually give us anything that we couldn't do normally. Anyway, let's carry on what we were doing. For positioning those, I prefer them up here if I can get them up here. How many of those have we got? Just the one. Where can I put this? Get a block in there. Somewhere like that. Come on, we've got loads of parts in there that should position it. No, let me put that there. It would be nice if I had another one. But it would just slip into the hab, which would be annoying. Never mind. Have the same rock hopper effect, so I can't move backwards and forwards. What's that? No, what is that? Doesn't it come under engines? Possibly not. Yes. No, I have a small hab, don't I? It's still not going to let me put it in there. About that. Okay. That's better. No, we need to get this hab out. How do we get it out? Shouldn't have moved it. Back in again a second. It's looking a bit messy at the back, but I quite like from the front. Guess we could theoretically put the observation deck higher, put the cockpit higher. Could move that up, put the other hamper there on top of that. Why is that not going on there? There it is. Swing that underneath. Don't know what to do there. Put one there, I suppose. Getting a bit blocky now, isn't it? Slot that in there. Yes, we can. Yeah, odd, but. Don't really want to use another reactor. So we want just these three and not to confuse the system. It again. Why can't I put that there? Put it in there. That's strange. It's a bit odd anyway. You could turn it around. Push it into that hab because I want to use the hab. It's far too big. It's too big. Just too big. I wonder if I could move those down. I'm reluctant to move them now because it took me so long to position them. interesting. Same slope numbers. You've got the right part to fit next to that. It's one of these. I haven't got it. Suppose I could buy one. That's what it looks like. It's going to have to be a advanced module. Hard frame. Yeah, it's that one. What don't we like? We're not going to use the reactors. Where's it gone? Why didn't I get it? How did I get a diffuser instead? Ah! not the one that goes with it, I don't think. But it'll do for now. Those, but I do have one of these. I'll put it in there. Those. Yeah, I'm hitting limits of what I've got. One of those. Put the other on the other side so it looks like. Yeah, it's not too bad, not too bad. Yep, a bit limited here. I don't want to keep I don't want to keep copying things when I haven't got anything that's that expensive. That could tie it together though. It's about there. That looks halfway between those two. I'll leave it blocking for now, and then we'll work out how to make this tidier later. Should be a lot more efficient now. But it isn't quite pimped the way I would have liked it by the end of the stream, but I can't really help that because I can't carry on much longer. So put that there. We'll make do with it being blocky, but what we will do is we'll turn it metallic gold for now. Turn those red. So I think I will. This is definitely a work in progress. It's not quite the way I want it. I need it to unify between this part and this part. Something going on here. And I also need to tidy up the back a bit so it's a little bit smooth around the back because it's very blocky at the back at the moment. Could be quite a radical change by the time I get around to doing it. For instance, I might move some of these bits here forward. But the important thing is that we've got multiples of these now. At least two. There's not another reactor in there, is there? No. I just need a bit more space in here. And I can have 3 reactors. Oh, actually, I think cockpit might limit it. With 2 in a cockpit, perhaps. Definitely better maneuverability though. Bit more hab space. We can start putting different containers in there, and then we'll work out how to make it look pretty later. Got one more. Right here, so get up on the roof. Yeah, I might put another glass there. It's not going to let me. Do that from outside, perhaps. That's because I've got a part there, don't I? Yeah, I might get around to putting another glass part there. But that'll do for now. We're getting there, slowly. It's not quite the ship I want, but it's a lot faster, a lot more manoeuvrable, and unfortunately a little bit blocky, but we can live with that for now. Okay, thanks for watching. I've been Pharaoh. Travel well, and goodbye for now.